Your behind the eight ball might be messy now, but after you watch this video, you'll be able to get it cleanly every time. And don't worry if you don't struggle with the behind the eight ball. These tips I'm about to share with you, they apply to any trick that you're learning. Hey everyone, I'm Benjamin Flips, and I want you to be inspired to improve your Balisong flipping in addition to have the actionable steps to get to where you want to be. So why the behind the eight ball? Well, I wanted to talk about this trick today because it's really the first more complex trick that most beginners learn. I know for me it was. And when you get this down, it looks super impressive. It's a lot easier than it looks, which is great. And it feels super great to be able to get it cleanly every time. The second reason was shout out to V Flips. She asked to see a tutorial and specifically how to make it look effortless. If you guys have any ideas of videos that you want me to see, just drop them down in the comments. So the actual trick you need to learn to level up your Balisong flipping, it isn't a specific trick, but it's learning how to practice. Now I know that's not as flashy as maybe what you were expecting to see in this video, but it's extremely important. And when you get this down, you won't get burned out because learning tricks is hard. You'll be able to figure out what you need to do and to move past it, and your tricks will become effortless and very fun. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to know what to practice. This can usually be looking up tutorials so they give you the step-by-step movements of what to do. But also, as you improve as a flipper, you'll know what it is that you're messing up on and what you need to focus. It's important when you're practicing. You're not just flipping and saying, oh yeah, I'm doing the motion, so I should be getting better. No, that's not how you want to do it. You want to be intentional. You want to be thinking, oh no, I messed up this trick and I had to stop there and rethrow it. Why was that? And say, oh, well, I'm not really good at my thumb rolls yet. The next tip, which is breaking down the trick that you are practicing into its individual parts and focusing on the ones that you struggle with most. So for example, if you struggle with the thumb roll, don't do the whole trick, just do that thumb roll and literally just reset it. Okay. And that way you can focus. You don't have to worry about starting the trick. You don't have to worry about finishing the trick. Just focus on getting that thumb roll down to where you don't even have to think about it. And what that will do is then when you go for the trick, because you don't have to think about it as much, because you've already practiced it so many times, it'll be so much easier. And that's huge, especially as you're learning tricks with, 5, 6, 10 steps in them. It can be really hard to think, okay, oh, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? But if you practice each part separately, then when you go to combine them, you'll find it's much easier for you. This next tip is essential. If you don't fix this, you're going to look like a beginner. I want to show you 2 different ways of doing the same trick. Here's the first way. Okay, and here's the second one. As you can see, you want to be in control of your arm. In general, you want to keep your arm steady. That will make you look much more controlled. When your arm is moving all the way around like this, and your elbow is moving, then you're going to look like a beginner. There are times when you maybe want to, as part of your style, move your hand or whatnot. If you're doing that on purpose, it can look great. But if your arm's moving all the way around like crazy, and you're not even meaning to, it's going to make the trick harder. It's going to look sloppy. When you're doing really any tricks, you're going to be wanting to guide the knife through the motion using your fingers, using your wrist to give you the momentum. You're not really throwing the knife. The third thing you're going to want to do is don't just stop when you get down the trick, but learn variations. This will allow you more so with your freestyling and combos to keep them more interesting because they'll have more things to choose from. Think about it this way. If you know one combo that has 3 tricks in it, but you can do each trick 3 different ways because you know 2 variations of each trick, you don't just know one combo. You know 27 different combos, which is great for when you're freestyling. You can mix it up however you'd like. So here's a variation of the behind the eight ball. You throw it out like the behind the eight ball, and instead of going into the thumb rollover, you close the knife, swing your wrist around, throw it around, and then into the thumb rollover to end it. This one's cool. It's basically just like an extended version of this trick. I haven't seen it before. I came up with it on my own, which is another tip, is just experiment and have fun. and you'll come up with new things. And it's cool because you can loop it and really extend the trick out if you want to. Or you can just end the behind the 8 ball early in the pen grip. Now you know a cool way to get out of the pen grip as well. If you enjoyed this video and that trick variation at the end, you definitely want to check out this one here next.